Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. What Steffy's part in Daphne's cunning scheme means for Carter, Hope, and Brooke. Finally available are spoilers for Tuesday, January 7th, 2025's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful. Expect Daphne Rose to meet with Hope Logan and Carter Walton in Tuesday's episode. Fanny Grayson will return in the interim to discuss her own perfume proposal for Forrester Creations. Additionally, Steffy Forrester Finnegan describes her strategy for regaining control of the business. Let's start discussing what will be covered in tomorrow's show, so continue reading. Finnegan, Steffy Forrester, strikes back. According to Tuesday, January 7th B&B spoilers, Steffy has no intention of taking this takeover lightly. Although he hasn't found a solution yet, Justin Barber is probably still searching. Steffy, meanwhile, has devised a strategy for retaliation. Steffy will tell her loved ones about this idea. As a mole, a well-known perfumer joins Forrester Creations. Steffy tells her family about her intentions. There may be some doubts, nevertheless, regarding the viability of this proposal. If Brooke, Daphne, and Zend Forrester Dominguez collaborated, it would be incredibly intriguing. Even though Brooke has already lost Ridge Forrester, she might still like to demonstrate that her motives were always good. B&B spoilers, the challenge of Daphne Rose. Remarkably, Daphne is going to see Forrester Creations to discuss acquiring a line of perfumes. But Fanny, who also desired a perfume line, is the child of Carter and Hope. 2 perfume lines may be acceptable if Forrester Creations were substantially bigger. But in reality, Carter and Hope only require 1 for Forrester Creations scale. The future of Fanny Grayson's fragrances. According to Tuesday, January 7th spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Daphne meets with Carter and Hope and completely impresses them. Daphne makes an impression on Carter and Hope. Naturally, Steffy probably gives her some advice on how to gain approval. Daphne is necessary for Steffy to learn what is happening and how to defend herself. It has been confirmed that Brooke Logan will approve Daphne's line later this week. It would seem like Fanny is being sent packing. Spoilers for Tuesday, January 7th, 2025, from The Bold and the Beautiful. Fans may also witness what transpires when Luna Nozawa peers at Will Spencer through the stairway in the episode that airs on January 7th. Will might be Luna's next love fixation. What will this angelic serial killer do now that Luna has learned about Remy Price and Electra Forrester's ordeal? Steffy's plan to reclaim Forrester. In her personal life as well as at Forrester Creations, Steffy Forrester has always been a formidable presence. Steffy has long been a key player in the fashion empire her family established, and she is well known for her persistence, brilliance, and unwavering determination. But because of recent events, she has been forced to observe from the sidelines as others make choices that will have a direct effect on her family's legacy. Someone like Steffy can't stand this. It's becoming more and more obvious as 2025 gets underway that Steffy has a daring plan to take back her proper position as head of Forrester Creations and ensure her family's power for many generations to come. Forrester Creations has been experiencing simmering tensions for several months. Steffy has been witnessing the company she loves slip away from her as Ridge splits his time between Brooke and Taylor, Hope's attention is diverting from the demands of the business, and Carter Walton is gaining more and more power behind the scenes. Even worse, Steffy's authority has been steadily undermined by Brooke Logan, who has been using Ridge to keep control. Steffy has made an effort to remain impartial, but the stakes are now too great to overlook. For her, Forrester Creations is more than just a company, it is a representation of her family's perseverance and foresight. She thinks it's time to take action because there have been rumors of dubious partnerships and that Brooke might use her power on Ridge to force Steffy out completely. Steffy's strategy aims to redefine the future of Forrester Creations and guarantee that the power remains firmly in her branch of the Forrester family, not merely to restore her co-CEO position. She has developed a multifaceted approach to accomplish this, combining business acumen, emotional intelligence, and, when required, uncompromising resolve. Steffy is aware that she needs help to accomplish her objectives. She has started to subtly form a coalition within Forrester Creations to strengthen her power. This entails building relationships with staff members who share her vision for the business and getting back in touch with her grandfather, Eric, who has always been a steadfast supporter. She is trying to get the support of the marketing and design teams by showcasing her dedication to Forrester's basic principles. Even more boldly, Steffy has been attempting to get in touch with her frequently erratic brother, Thomas. Despite the ups and downs of their relationship, she understands that their combined skills may make them a powerful force. A united front could tip the scales in her favor if she can persuade Thomas to support her. Despite Carter Walton's rise to prominence at Forrester, Steffy is aware of his weaknesses. She has started looking into his recent choices because she believes he might be concealing money or personal transgressions that could damage his reputation. Steffy isn't interested in personally ruining Carter, but she isn't above utilizing his errors to reduce his power inside the organization. His proximity to Brooke and Hope, whom Steffy feels could jeopardize the integrity of the business, adds credence to her worries. Steffy plans to reveal the truth if Carter is compromised so that he can no longer stand in the way of her goals. Steffy has always been annoyed by Brooke Logan, and her persistent interference in Forrester matters has just made Steffy more determined. Steffy has come up with a strategy to counteract Brooke's power over Ridge, seeing that it is her most effective weapon. This entails deliberately sowing doubts about Brooke's genuine motivations in Ridge's mind. Steffy wants to persuade Ridge to support her by exposing her deceit and portraying herself as the more trustworthy and progressive leader. She has also been gently reminding Ridge of their past together and the times they collaborated to lead Forrester Creations to prosperity. As Steffy's plan comes to fruition, she is also getting ready for the ultimate power struggle, a formal challenge to the status quo. Steffy hopes to compel a board meeting that might reshape Forrester Creations' future by using her increasing support inside the organization, highlighting weaknesses among her competitors, and putting forward a daring new plan for the business. Innovation, sustainability, and a return to Forrester's origins as a family-run business are key components of her strategy. She intends to show her dedication to the company's heritage by announcing a number of groundbreaking projects, such as collaborations with up-and-coming designers and a renewed emphasis on couture. Despite its obvious ambition, Steffy's plan has a high emotional cost. Her actions run the risk of further eroding her already tense relationship with Ridge. Furthermore, there is friction in her collaboration with Thomas because their sibling rivalry could undermine their efforts. Steffy is also considering how her intentions might affect her personal life. She is very conscious of the example she is giving her kids as a mother. She is aware of the risks of allowing ambition to override family values, even as she tries to teach children the value of standing up for what is right. Steffy is steadfast in her resolve to take back Forrester Creations in spite of these obstacles. Power isn't the only thing she cares about, she also wants to preserve her family's heritage and make sure Forrester stays faithful to the goals her grandparents, Eric and Stephanie, set out to accomplish. Steffy's path is far from complete, and there will surely be many challenges in the future. That being said, Steffy Forrester is a formidable presence in Los Angeles, as everyone knows. She is willing to go to any lengths to reclaim Forrester Creations and establish herself as one of the most powerful players in the game, whether it be by methodical planning, unwavering willpower, or a mix of the two. Steffy's plan is likely to upend the dynamics at Forrester Creations and pave the way for dramatic confrontations, surprising partnerships, and a bitter struggle for the company's survival. Will her strategy work, or will it fail and take her further away from her objectives? Time will tell, but one thing is for sure, Steffy is only beginning. What Steffy's part in Daphne's cunning scheme means for Carter, Hope, and Brooke. Updates and teasers for the Bold and the Beautiful hint that Steffy Forrester knows she needs to do something to stop Carter Walton's plans. Steffy is resolved to thwart Carter's objectives, as he is leading Forrester Creations with Hope Logan, Annika Noel, and has appointed Brooke Logan as his new CEO. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Steffy is an active woman. Steffy, a lady who enjoys taking the initiative, is committed to coming up with a scheme that will upend the established triumvirate. Steffy may have doubts about Brooke's sincerity, even if she accepted the CEO role with the intention of bringing the Forresters back. This is the territory of the Forresters, after all, and Steffy is not interested in letting a Logan maintain control for longer than absolutely necessary. Steffy is prepared to implement a new plan with the goal of removing Carter, Hope, and Brooke. Steffy has a deep-seated animosity toward Logan's, primarily because of Brooke, but she also holds them all accountable for destroying her father's and grandfather's marriages. Can you tell if this new employee is a plant? The notion that Steffy will introduce a new character, Daphne Rose, as a strategic insider for the Forrester family was previously alluded to by CDL. Bradley Bell, the executive producer and head writer of B&B, has now formally confirmed this noteworthy development to TV Insider. Daphne, who is probably going to get paid well for causing trouble for Carter, Hope, and Brooke, will in fact be receiving orders from Steffy. Carter and the others are unaware that the new scent designer they hired is actually under Steffy's direction to weaken their position. Steffy will help Daphne make some daring moves that will finally guarantee the Forresters regain their power. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Daphne needs to prove her loyalty to Carter. Daphne intends to portray herself to Carter as a loyal worker, but her loyalty is actually to Steffy. If Steffy gives Daphne the order to seduce Carter away from Hope, things can get out of hand if our predictions come to pass. In order to regain Forrester's power, she may then convince him to sign fresh LLC documents. Daphne may start to fall for Carter as the plot develops, which would lend even more nuance to the drama that is playing out. Steffy may be in danger because of her decision to send Daphne in as a strategic disruptor. Steffy's justice plan, Daphne's deceit, and Fanny's fate. Here are spoilers for Tuesday, January 7th, 2025's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful. Fans may anticipate Fanny Grayson pitching her fragrance line on tomorrow's program. The Bold and the Beautiful, next. Famous perfumer Daphne Rose, meantime, pitches herself at Forrester Creations. Additionally, Steffy Forrester Finnegan outlines her strategy for acquiring the business from Hope Logan and Carter Walton. Let's discuss what will happen in the upcoming episode of the CBS soap opera as you continue reading. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Justin Barber is stuck. It appears that the Forrester family is doing nothing to stop the takeover, according to B&B spoilers for Tuesday, January 7th. Though he is still investigating the matter, Justin Barber has not been able to find any answers. As all is going on, Steffy shares her strategy with her family. B&B spoilers, the debut of Daphne Rose. It seems that Daphne is pressured to pitch to Forrester Creations by Steffy. Daphne must have a strong and positive relationship with Steffy while she is in Paris. Steffy can't just entrust this assignment to anybody. Daphne will therefore make every effort to gain access to the business and provide Steffy with important information. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, an explanation from Steffy Forrester Finnegan. According to teasers on The Bold and the Beautiful, Steffy tells her loved ones about her plan. A twist can occur as Steffy gains knowledge from Daphne. Daphne's potential to cause friction between Carter and Hope is hinted at. If Steffy told Daphne to worm her way into Carter's clutches, I wouldn't be surprised in the least. Steffy may believe that Carter just needs a more respectable piece of arm candy because she believes Hope is to blame for the takeover. The only issue with this strategy, in my opinion, is that Daphne might end up supporting Hope or falling for Carter. B&B spoilers for January 7th, 2025, Tuesday. Fans will also witness Fanny's pitch to Forrester Creations in tomorrow's episode. Fanny wants a line of fragrances. But Hope and Carter also want to be sure they're making the proper decisions. Having two perfume lines is illogical for Forrester Creations. Therefore, Fanny may be turned down because we know that Brooke Logan approved of Daphne's line. Additionally, there is the matter with Bill Spencer and Luna Nozawa. How soon will someone discover that Luna is covertly under house arrest at Bill's residence? Could Luna cause Bill to lose everyone and everything? Is Carter cheating on Hope, Daphne's seductive trap? Few things have the capacity to completely upend lives as much as Daphne's alluring schemes, even though the world of Forrester Creations has long been rife with romantic entanglements and shocking betrayals. Daphne, a recent addition to the high-stakes drama that characterizes Los Angeles' elite fashion industry, has shown herself to be a crafty and tenacious force. Her most recent victim? The man who recently started a much-anticipated romance with Hope Logan is Carter Walton. Although Carter and Hope's relationship has provided stability in the middle of the turmoil, Daphne's purposeful and determined acts could jeopardize their connection. Everyone is wondering if Carter could actually fall for Daphne's trick, betraying Hope and endangering their future. A new participant in the game. Daphne pretended to be a driven, young designer hoping to establish herself in the field when she first joined the Forrester Creations community. She immediately attracted notice for her work as well as the magnetic energy she emanates thanks to her striking appearance, witty humor, and evident brilliance. Beneath her refined demeanor, though, is a lady with goals far beyond creating couture. When Daphne arrived, Carter and Hope were just starting to get the respect of their coworkers for their developing romance. Their happiness was an unavoidable goal for Daphne. Creating the scene. Making friends with Carter was Daphne's first move. She assumed the part of the polite admirer, asking for his guidance and assistance because she understood his work as COO of Forrester Creations and his reputation for professionalism. At first, she took a modest approach to avoid causing any offense or raising suspicions. But as she began to meddle in Carter's private affairs, her actual motivations became more apparent. From informal lunches that evolved into late-night discussions about work to accidental intimacy during late-night office hours, Daphne started to establish the foundation for her strategy. At first, Carter, who was renowned for his moral rectitude and fortitude, dismissed Daphne's flirting actions as innocuous. After all, he was devoted to Hope and thought that mutual respect and trust were the foundation of their relationship. However, Daphne's perseverance started to try his mettle, causing tiny fissures in his otherwise impregnable armor. Hope's blind spot. Hope, meantime, was blissfully ignorant of Daphne's increasing influence in Carter's life. Hope's attention was divided between pursuing her career goals and managing the difficulties of her co-parenting relationship with Liam, while she was preoccupied with restoring her faltering fashion company. Although she had complete faith in Carter, Daphne was able to take advantage of her absence. Timing was just as important to Daphne's plan as temptation. She strategically positioned herself as the understanding confidant who was there for Carter when he felt ignored or overshadowed by Hope's other interests. The foundation of her trap was this emotional bond, which made it difficult to distinguish between work-related friendship and something far more sinister. The alluring trap. At a prominent Forrester event, Daphne made her decisive move. The company's newest collection was celebrated that evening, and tensions ran high as everyone on the crew put in a lot of effort to make it a success. Daphne set up a scenario where she and Carter were left alone in a remote area of the site amid the confusion of last-minute preparations. Wearing an exquisite gown that left little room for interpretation, Daphne embraced the vulnerability she had so meticulously fostered in Carter. She praised his commitment to the business and others around him, expressing her admiration for his strength and leadership. Carter found it hard to ignore the intimacy that was created by her remarks, which were infused with just enough personal understanding to strike a deep chord. Daphne intensified her efforts as the evening wore on, communicating her intentions with lingering looks and delicate touches. Carter found it nearly impossible to resist the emotional connection and physical attraction. He experienced a hazardous moment of temptation because, in spite of his better judgment, he was pulled to her in a way he hadn't expected. The inner turmoil of Carter. Carter found the encounter to be both thrilling and extremely unsettling. His dedication and integrity, which had characterized him both personally and professionally, were always things he took great delight in. However, he experienced an irresistible draw in Daphne's company that called into question his dedication to Hope. He felt a great deal of shame, but the fact that Daphne's actions didn't seem wholly one-sided made matters more difficult. Carter could not deny that he had let himself be seduced by her charm even if she had clearly started the dynamic. He struggled with a deep sense of self-doubt after coming to this knowledge, wondering if he was really the man he thought he was. The discovery of Hope. Carter was unaware that Hope had started to pick up on little behavioral shifts in him. He appeared less engaged in their chats and more engrossed with his task or lost in thought. At first, she thought this was due to the demands of his job at Forrester, but she became suspicious after she happened to run into Daphne at work. Hope had a gut feeling that something wasn't right, but she found it difficult to balance her worries with her faith in Carter. Hope chose to look into it more since she was torn between confronting him and letting him get away with it. Her choice paved the way for a showdown that either saved their relationship or caused it to fall apart irreparably. The repercussions. When Daphne's deeds were revealed, the consequences were immediate and disastrous. Hope went up to Carter and demanded to know what his relationship with Daphne was about and if he had gone too far. For Carter, the incident was a sad reminder of his own failings and the part he had played in the circumstance. Meanwhile, Daphne took great pleasure in the mayhem she had brought about. Although her motivations are yet unknown, they appeared to stem from a desire to interfere with the lives of people close to her. It was unclear if her acts were motivated by ambition, envy, or a deeper grudge, but there was no denying the harm she caused. A strained relationship. Carter and Hope's relationship was in ruins as a result of Daphne's trap. Even though Carter maintained that there had been no physical contact between him and Daphne, Hope's faith in their future was shaken by the emotional betrayal. It felt like a cruel twist of fate for a woman who had already experienced her share of heartache. Desperate to make things right, Carter promised to win Hope back and show her how much he loved her. The path to reconciliation was difficult, though, as both parties had to deal with the scars and fears that Daphne had left behind. What Daphne will do next? Daphne's part in the story was far from over. After successfully creating a rift between Carter and Hope, she focused on her next target, implying that a bolder plan was imminent. She was a dangerous foe who would continue to disturb the lives of Forrester Creations' most important people because of her capacity to control others around her. In addition to posing a threat to Carter and Hope's relationship, Daphne's alluring trap served as a sobering reminder of the perils associated with unbridled ambition and desire. The characters are left to deal with the fallout from their decisions as the dust settles, laying the groundwork for more drama and intrigue in the always shifting world of Forrester Creations. It's unclear if Carter and Hope will be able to reconcile, but one thing is for sure, Daphne's impact will not go away.